I guess my first question that I have regarding Tony Hsieh is, he was a visionary. He really set his sights on downtown Las Vegas. Is there a way to just give us a sense of how important his vision and his impact on downtown Las Vegas was 10 years ago, and what it kind of became today?
Oh, absolutely. So Tony Hsieh had such an impact in downtown. He really took his vision and his enthusiasm for the area and was able to help diversify the downtown economy by bringing Zappos, his tech company, to the heart of our city. We have been known for all of the gaming. It was great for Tony to show that downtown could be more than just a tourist destination, that it really could be a vibrant and thriving place to start a business and grow a business. And from there, he did a lot of investment in the community. He worked to fund small companies and bring them to downtown to help them grow and become sustainable. And actually, quite a few of those now are DVA members, downtown companies, downtown project, the Hydrant Club, and many, many others. So the other great thing that Tony did for downtown, and I would say for the Las Vegas community and probably everybody, all of the companies, is he really was one of the first corporate leaders who truly understood the importance of happiness on productivity. You know, he coined so many of the new culture of companies and really put an emphasis on a lot of groundbreaking type of ideas that really drove productivity through happiness and purpose within companies. And so we see so much of that being incorporated into many Fortune 500 companies. And I would say Tony was really the trailblazer in doing that.
And we know that there's been significant investments in downtown Las Vegas over the past, decade or so. And, we could spend all night kind of going down the list, but, the ones that come to mind, of course, we have the Smith Center for the Performing Arts. We have the brand new Circa, beautiful from the ground up, the first one since 1980 resort in downtown Las Vegas. We have Fremont East, the Project Enchilada, I guess, as well, with all of the money being invested in trying to make it more pedestrian friendly. Do you think those investments that we have seen so far, would those not have been possible, you think, or would have been more curtailed had it not been for the attention that Tony Hsieh perhaps drew to Las Vegas or downtown Las Vegas?
I would say by Tony bringing Zappos to downtown and showing that major companies could thrive in our community, drove a lot of that investment. In order to attract large businesses to an area, you need to have the infrastructure to support it. You need to have the arts and culture. You need to have the roadways. You need to have residential. So if you think about what's happening over at Symphony Park with Southern Land, they are getting ready to release their condos there. You also have Jewel and the Ogden and Sam Cherry's product. So there's so much that's happening now, I think, as a result of Tony really showing what downtown Las Vegas could be, that it's not just a place for tourists, it's actually a place where people can work, live, and play.
With Tony stepping away from Zappos, and then his untimely death, it's left maybe a question mark about the future of downtown. And without his vision or his shepherding what his vision was going to be or was continuing to be, where do we think the future of Las Vegas downtown specifically is headed, and who do we see as perhaps some catalysts, those people who are maybe shades of Tony Hsieh?
Mm-hmm. I would say Tony really laid the groundwork again with his vision and his passion for downtown, and it really excited so many people in our community. So if you think about people like Derek Stevens, if you think about Elon Musk and his conversation about bringing the Hyperloop down to downtown, Again, the residential developers, Sam Cherry, Ori Vachman, they've really, I think, taken what Tony has set out for Las Vegas, and they've really built upon that. And they're ready to move into the future and grow Las Vegas and really make it a world-class city and the best place for everybody to enjoy, not just tourists, but for people who live in Las Vegas as well.
I was watching this piece that ABC News did, and they followed him around. It was 10 years ago, and he was looking up, I believe it was maybe the Ogden, and in one of the high rise levels, and looking down and saying, like in 10 years from now, and it was kind of strange to see how he was able to see 10 years into the future, and this vision he saw from what was nothing, an abandoned, kind of broken down, maybe downtown area. And he says that this would be a thriving center of bustling activity of residents and businesses and small businesses and great eateries and maybe art. In 10 years from now, do we have a sense of what maybe downtown Las Vegas as it stands today, what we may come to see or expect?
Yeah, I think there's no reason to think that Tony's vision isn't going to happen. So many of it already has, right? And the city is working on so many other great initiatives around Cashman Center, trying to bring in an MLS soccer team, building up new office space, attracting new technology and new businesses to downtown. I really think that downtown is going to be, growing exponentially. There's so many great things down here and so many reasons to come down here and so many reasons to work down here with the restaurants and the art. You've got Area 15 that is open, and Meow Wolf is opening up next week. It's really, it's got great momentum, and there's no reason to think that we won't continue to grow. I think in 10 years, downtown is going to be the place to be in Las Vegas.
Is there anything else that I need to add or know? Did you have any dealings with Tony Hsieh or anything along those lines? Any stories or anything else that we should know or add?
I can say, so this was in 2012. So about 9 years ago, Tony Hsieh was a featured speaker at the Smith Center. And it was absolutely amazing to hear him talk about his vision for downtown, his vision for Zappos, and again, his vision for the culture of his company and all of the companies. He really wanted to create happiness across the globe. I think his legacy really shows that he's made great headways in doing so. And I just hope that our community and everyone outside and beyond continues that, because with purpose, companies become more productive, employees become more engaged, and we just become a better society and a better market. So, it's been wonderful I think we've all watched Tony come to Las Vegas and take his vision and really make it happen. He embraced the downtown community, and the investments and partnerships that he created really set downtown for the future beyond just the pandemic. A lot of what he created will still continue and help us flourish and thrive.
Yeah, that's one of the lines in the story that I'm writing, is that it's changed the trajectory of downtown for
Absolutely.
decades.
Yeah, hold on.